Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn functions in Python. So a function is a block of code which only runs when it is called, and you can pass data known as parameters into a function, and a function can return data as a result. So first we were going to see how to create a function in Python. So to create a function in Python, you just need a def keyword and just name your function, and after colon just put a logic there what you want. So I am going to say print this is my function, and now you have to call that function. So just call that my function and save it, and if you execute you will going to see that this is my function. So the next thing is arguments. You can pass arguments in your functions. So like this, I have my function and I pass that first name as a parameter, and in that I will going to say that hello. After that we're going to say add a case there and our first name. So in that function if I pass my first name, it should be in strings, and if I pass that first name and save that and return, it will going to show me hello Junaid. So what is the difference between parameters and arguments is when you set a keyword there in your function in parentheses, this is called a parameter, and an argument when you call that function and pass something in your function when you calling, this is called the arguments. So that is our parameter that we have declared while we're creating our function in parentheses, and this is our argument that we passed when we are calling our function. So the next thing is our arbitrary arguments. So let's see a scenario where if you don't know that how many arguments that a user will pass in your function. So like if you have, you can use a static for this, get static and add like kids, and in the function you will say kids 2. So with the static keyword, if you don't know that how much argument that a user can pass, so now if we pass there three arguments, and now if I execute that, it will going to take only on the list that is on the 2 index. So 0, that is 0, that is 1, and that is 2. So I have said that you have to only select the uh, second on second index. So if I just save that and run that, it will going to print me hello Ali. So if you don't know that how much argument a user can pass, you can use just that static as a arbitrary arguments. So the next thing is our keyword arguments. So let's see an example for this. So if I have a function there and I set the parameters like child 3, child 2, child 1, and after that I just say there hello child 3, and in that I just set the key and value. So we have our child 1 that is equal to Genève, and again child 2 that is equal to Ali, and again child 3 that is equal to Malik. So I have set it the keyword arguments in our function, and this is the value that I have set to the keywords. So now what's going to happen is, in my function I have declared that we just want to get that child 3. So now if I run that, it will going to see hello Malik. It will going to show me only the child 3. So the next thing, if you don't know that how much, if the number of keyword arguments is unknown, so you can also use there a static but double static. So if you don't know how much the keyword arguments that a user going to pass, you can just use the double static, and after that you can just, if I put that there, the last name and in the kids and the last name. So here in our function, when we are calling that function, close that, and that function, if I say that my first name is equal to Junaid and the last name equal to Malik, now it will going to get that only, that last name. So if you don't know how much keyword arguments that a user going to pass, you can just use that double static, and if I run that, it will going to show me hello Malik. So after that, we are going to see the default parameter value. So let's see it in example. Just remove that, and now for example, if we have a function my underscore function, and we set a default keyword there, our parameter, set it to Norway, and after that we just say that print I am from, and concatenate that parameter country, and after that when we call that function my function and just say there Sweden, and again my function, and we set it to empty, and again my function, and we set it to something like Australia, and now where we set it nothing, it will going to add that default value, and if I save that and run that, you will going to see, just add a space there, save that and run that, you will going to see that in the second calling we don't set anything in our function, we don't pass any argument there, and it will going to get the default that we set in our function. So the next thing is our passing a list as an argument. So let's see how to pass a list in the argument. So again, we have a function, and here if we set a parameter there like food, and here we just create a logic for our iteration for our lists, and just print that x for x in our food, and that is our function where we want to get a list as a argument. So if I call that function my function, and in that function first we have to set a list, create a list there, and in that list just say that apple, banana, and cherry, and after that just pass that list in our function, and if I save that and run that, it will going to print that list. So after that what we have is how to return values in our function. So let's see if we just have x parameter there, and rather than this just want to return the multiplication with 5, and now if I have a function there, just move that, and in my function if I put 5 and just copy that, paste, and here I put 2, here I put 3, and save that, and if I run that, so why it's not returning that, we are not printing that function. So just make it into the print. For that just change the values and save it, and now if you run you will going to see with the multiplication with 5 it's returning the values, and we are passing the arguments there, and now it's 5, and 5 multiplied by 5 is 25, and again 5 multiplied by 3, 5 multiplied by 2, and after that if you want to declare a function and don't create a logic, you just have to pass that pause statement. So it will, to avoid getting error, you can just use that pause statement there. So that's it guys.